Welcome back, everyone, to episode 15 of the United States series for Power and Revolution, the 2021 edition. So, over the last couple episodes, we've really stepped up our foreign policy. So far, we managed to decimate the terrorist group that was in Afghanistan. And we also got rid of the Russian rebels in East Donbass. So we've been pretty successful, and we have operatives in Libya as well to help deal with some of that conflict there. Um, we're actually backing Libya. And we're not going with Egypt or the Libyan Democratic Action. Um, we also put in the process of putting operatives in Laos because that's an ally of China. Um, Probably going to put operatives in Vietnam also because even though they're not really allies and Vietnam doesn't really at this point doesn't like China, they're not on the greatest of terms. We don't need them to we don't need China to overtake Vietnam or their relations begin to get better because that's going to affect us and what we're trying to do. So, over time, we're going to improve relations with Malaysia, the Philippines. As you can see, Indonesia, we're in good relations with them, and Papua New Guinea, um, good relations with them. We need to improve relations with Australia. Um, what I'm going to try to do is have some kind of Pacific organization, sort of like NATO, and it's going to be in defense against China and Russia. Um, so last episode we actually did a cyber attack on Iran. So far they lost about $5 billion. It's only 3 days, so it's only going to get worse for them. And Ethiopia and Sudan are still at war with each other. 687 days we've tolerated this. So it's somewhat of a stalemate with the upper hand with Sudan. So we're not going to get directly involved in the war, but we are going to put operatives in Sudan and try to deal with that government from the inside. Um, Actually going to deal with Yemen also. And because Saudi Arabia was involved in 9/11, we are going to cut relations with them gradually. Um, just want to get these other countries around it in line. And there could be a possible invasion, um, depending on how long this series goes on. And I have to correct myself from last episode. I said BRICS was Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, and South Africa. But the I actually stands for India. So out of that group, we want to improve relations with India and Brazil. Brazil, because Brazil has the second largest military on the continent behind us. So we want to improve relations with them, and we want to kind of make a defense union, American continent defense union or defense organization to deal with any kind of threat to the continent. Um, we really have to deal with Cuba because they're in pretty good relations with both Russia and China, and we don't need either one of them to build a base there because it leaves the Gulf Coast and especially Florida vulnerable, along with the East Coast. So we're not going to tolerate that. And we've been pretty successful with Taiwan. We have a anti-aircraft missile silo, and we have our naval base. So we're going to put an air base probably right in here, to help defend Taiwan. And we're going to start running, as soon as that's built, we're going to start running drone reconnaissance missions over their eastern coast. And so we already have a satellite here. Probably going to put another one there. So let's get this moving. And all right, so we've given enough money to Japan. All right, and in order to improve our technology, we're going to have to prioritize education. So invest some more money in that. We're not going to necessarily build more stuff for now. We're going to wait until 2023. We're going to make a lot of big moves in 23. And we're going to bump up the interest rate for the inflation. And let's go to Secret Service. Okay. I invest some more money in espionage. And we're going to hire some more international agents. So let's also look at our energy. So we know we need to be more independent on oil. So we're at 21. we have about 81 shale oil wells. So that's probably going to bring us around 23. So we're going to build 5 more. We're going to go to the region around Illinois. So alright, so we have in Missouri. Alright, so Kentucky. Alright, so we could do 2 more in Kentucky. Now, I know some of you wonder why I only build 5 for each state. Because there is some kind of bug. It does something. I know in previous editions it does something to the game and throws it completely off. So I'm not sure if that's been corrected or not. So just going to play it safe and only do 5 shale wells in each state. All right, so we're gonna build a couple more in Tennessee. All right, so that's 101. So that just steers more in energy independence, and we might actually meet our demand for oil. And then once we do that, we're gonna have to step up our production of fuel. So the environmentalists don't like what I just did. So to shut them up some, we're gonna pass this. Truckers really aren't gonna like this. And let's go to research. Actually, you know what? We need to go back to education. So technical.
The mission was completed last evening, giving rise to a festive atmosphere in the control room. It must be said that the scientific team had every reason to be overjoyed at the complete success of their space program. The program director praised policymakers for having taken the initiative for this long-term scientific endeavor and for having secured sufficient means to guarantee its success. He called it a great success for our nation.
All right, so let's all right, so that's 3.5 billion. What about medical training? All right, so 5.5 billion, we can deal with that. And let's try to infiltrate the Italian mob and the Russian mob. So that covers that much. And here we go with the protests. Let me real quick see. Okay, Iran lost 12 billion. All right, let's just see. Okay. All right, let's deal with these groups here. Gonna send the military in. Let's send the military in for that. All right, let's send the police in. And we'll get on television for that group.
The decree takes effect as of today.
Now, I wish Everson would readjust some of the groups that do the protesting, because some of those groups aren't going to do that for a stronger immigration policy.
We are awaiting your instructions. All
right, so that's going to drop our approval a little bit. All right, so let's go to Secret Service. All right, so Cuba, we're going to put about 50 operatives there. Let's go and create a network for Brazil. I think I did that already. Yeah, I did. All right, so all right, so let me just look here. Oh, I forgot all about North Korea too. So North Korea is an ally of China. not the greatest of allies, but they're allies. So um, for now, let's do demolition of strategical objectives.
Fabulous.
The rioters have taken control.
All of this is going to be taken care of by the military.
I understand the disappointment, even the resentment felt by the protesters. But today, I officially ask them to return home for the sake of appeasement. As soon as this is done, the government will take responsibility for investigating and responding to their demands.
A rebel was accidentally. The rebels have set up a barricade. The rebels have set up a barricade. The rebels have set up a barricade.
Okay. All right, sent the police in for them.
The rebels have stopped.
Our soldiers were attacked and have legitimately retaliated to defend themselves, which resulted in the death of the assailants.
Okay, so let's see what else we can do. Actually, we want to improve or strengthen our ties with Indonesia. So I'm gonna set up a meeting, and we're probably going to purchase.
We have subdued the rebel movement.
Probably going to purchase natural gas from them. They have a high supply of it, and we could really use it. All right, so we're not too bad. Just do it for 2 years, then give us time to build up.
The rebels have stopped fighting.
Our soldiers.
Our agents that have infiltrated this organization confirm their window of opportunity. It goes without saying that the operation is risky, but if successful, the short and long term.
Yeah, we'll take our chances with that and get rid of that group.
Dear compatriots, I address you from the studios of the main national television network that is now under our control. On the terrain, our insurrection movement is in the process of winning the battle. We are officially calling all life forces and dissenters of this country to join the rebellion in the capital to end the current regime once and for all.
Alright, so we're not going to be tolerating that. So now I'm going to be a little more aggressive with you guys. Alright, I just need to take back the parliament.
We have subdued the rebel movement.
Okay, that's taken care of.
We have subdued the rebel. The rebels have stopped fighting.
I'd be happy to.
I have a feeling he's not going to
Very
go
well.
for...
What kind of offer do you wish to make us? We would prefer to...
Alright, let's just end that. Um, let's give a little more aid to India, since they don't really care for us too much. And we just have to keep an eye out for any natural disasters that happen there, and we'll help them out to improve relations. So let's take a look at economic power. And okay, so Russia still has its beat. And let's see, defense budget. All right.
The preparations are complete. The whole country is preparing to joyfully celebrate this occasion.
Okay. Let's deal with them. And since that knucklehead wanted to get on television, we're going to send the military. We're going to send the police to the People's Square.
We have subdued the rebel movement.
All right. So I think I'm going to end this episode. So please click the like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you soon.